friend is coming soon.
After-Death Communication, 6 Qualities of a Spirit Visitation Dream. By Conscious Reminder. Have you ever had a dream of a loved one who has passed away? Or have you had a dream that you were talking to a departed person and it seemed more real, or extraordinary, than your usual dreams? If you have, you've probably experienced an after-death communication. Dreams are a common way that the deceased communicate with us. This is due to the open state of acceptance our minds are in while dreaming. During the day, our waking awareness follows a set of beliefs about how reality operates, forming limits to what we can perceive. We tend to focus mainly on what is tangible, physical and right before our eyes. In contrast, our dreaming minds do not have to follow the beliefs or rules of reality. In dreams, anything is possible. This open state of consciousness creates the perfect opportunity for the departed to get through to us. Ghostly dreams and nightly visitors. Here is an example for you, and a bit of a ghost story as well. I once had a new client ask me for help with a haunting in her house. It seems she had a resident spirit who liked to call her name, poke her and her family, and often moved her toddler's toys to the middle of the family room floor. This was really scaring them, especially her child, and something needed to be done. I really wanted to help her, but the problem was that she lived on the opposite side of the country. I wasn't sure that I could remove the spirit properly if I wasn't able to be present at her house. Also, I did not want to take chances with the well-being of her family, especially when a child was involved. I went to bed that evening with the thought that I would tell her the next day that I couldn't help her. But as I've often found, spirit had its own agenda. Dreams are a common way that the deceased communicate with us. That night I had a very vivid dream in which I had a conversation with a young man. I can still recollect his face. He looked to be in his late teens, with shoulder-length, shaggy hair. He was dressed in clothing from the 1970s. He told me how he committed suicide with a drug overdose, but now he regretted it. As the dream continued, the young man showed me around the house, a place I had never been. I saw the outside of the house, a 1950s bungalow with a few giant trees in the front yard. Next he showed me inside. I saw the kitchen, the family room, and even the color of the carpet where he often put the toys. Images of the bedroom that was once his flashed before me, specifically the presence of a terrarium in the room. I knew that this room now belonged to my client's child. I was able to communicate with the young man. I told him that he was scaring the family that lived in the house, and I asked him what he wanted. He said he was sorry, that he did not mean to scare them, but that he was stuck and didn't know how to leave. I pointed him to a very bright, white circle of light, which he then walked into, and I woke up. I made sure to write down everything about the dream, because I knew immediately that this was the spirit that was haunting my client. This open state of consciousness creates the perfect opportunity for the departed to get through to us. The next day, I phoned her and described the house in my dream before telling her any more of the details. Mind you, these were all particulars I could not have known any other way as I had never met her in person, nor had I ever been to her house. When she said that I had perfectly described her home, right down to the terrarium in the bedroom, I knew that the dream was a legitimate communication with the spirit who haunted her. I went on to tell her everything, reassuring her that I believed the man had finally crossed over. The interesting way the spirit in this example chose to communicate with me and the positive results of the situation further validated this experience as a true, spirit visitation. I am also happy to share that when I checked back with my client a few months later, she reported that there was no longer any spirit activity in her home. The 6 Qualities of a Visitation Dream. However, not every dream of a deceased person is an actual visitation. Most of the time a dream of a departed person you knew is simply the work of your psyche, sorting through your own thoughts and fears about them. So, how can you tell the difference? To determine whether a dream is an actual, after-death visitation, there are 6 defining qualities to look for, and they are: the dream seems more realistic than a usual dream. The events of the dream unfold in a logical sequence. You have a conversation with the deceased, with both speaking and listening involved. The dream feels very positive, with the deceased conveying messages of hope or love. You can remember the details of the dream more vividly than you normally do. You awake with a vivid recollection of the dream, and a notion that it was important or extraordinary in some way. Try it. When you want something from someone, you must make your request known by asking for it. Dreams are no different. If you haven't had a visitation dream and would like to, it's as simple as making up your mind and requesting it. To do it, ask your intended loved one to communicate with you in your dreams. Say something like, "Dear, loved one, please come and visit with me tonight as I sleep. Help me to remember the details when I awake." If it does not happen on the first try, don't give up. Keep up the request nightly until you get results. When you do have the dream, make sure to write down every detail as soon as you wake up, so you can keep the memory forever. The healing power of a visitation dream. Visitation dreams can be a terrific venue for healing and closure with the departed. For many, just to see a loved one again is incredibly comforting. When you couple that with the ability to actually communicate with the departed, it provides a gift for the grieving that is beyond measure. The experience of an after-death communication can leave the dreamer with a newfound confidence that we really do not die, we simply change the scenery when our time has come. Dreams of the departed can also offer a glimpse into life after death, for if there is some aspect of a person who has died that is able to make contact with you, are they really deceased? The experience of an after-death communication can leave the dreamer with a newfound confidence that we really do not die, we simply change the scenery when our time has come. We sleep every night, and whether or not we always remember them, we dream every night too. Who knows, maybe tonight is your night to enjoy a visit from beyond the veil.
Please like us and share with your social media. Please subscribe and click the bell to be notified of our new videos.
Remember to check out our playlist for important intel you may have missed.
Be sure to enter our subscriber appreciation $100 monthly giveaway. The link is in our description.
And visit our sister channel. Event is coming soon. For additional intel and information, stay tuned. Victory of the Light.